Hello, 8 days of school left. It's hard to believe that we're at that point of the school year. We did have our school board meeting, so I have that to report for you. First of all, under consent agenda, we did have bills totaling $7,856,874.89. That's a little bit lower than what we typically see, which is not a bad thing, but last year it was about $8.3 million for this same time of the year. Under new business, we did have a presentation on middle school credits and also district attendance focusing at the high schools. This actually came about with some of the comments that you had for me during the coffee with Dr. Herl that I have with a representative from each of the buildings. Moving forward, we will go with middle school credits, so students will have to have 5.5 credits starting at 7th grade each year. And then also at our high schools, students that do not have at least 90% attendance per class, they would not be able to gain credit for that class. So the kids will have a chance to move forward and take some time on Saturdays to make up that credit if they need to, but we are excited about both the middle school credits and the high school attendance policy. Number 2 under new business, we have the approval to accept the quote for casework at Bryant Elementary, Luff Elementary, Randall Elementary, and then also Three Trails Elementary, Truman High School, Van Horn High School, and William Chrisman. This is all part of our model schools at Three Trails and at Randall Elementary, but then also K-1 remodels at Bryant and Luff. I'm also excited to say that this summer we will have our social studies remodels at all 3 of our high schools. Number 3 under new business is an approval to accept a proposal for replacement of lockers in the locker room at Truman High School. This is part of our ongoing improvements in the high school football locker room. We are going to replace those lockers and do some remodeling. These lockers are original to the building, so this is definitely needed. Number 4, we have the approval of the Nsba membership dues. This is the same as what it was the past year, so no increase in that. What this does allow is the independent school district to be part of the National School Board Association. Number 5 is the approval to accept a bid for installation of HVAC equipment at Truman High School and Sycamore Hills Elementary School. Again, this is part of our ongoing improvements that we have. We do have a little bit outdated system for our HVAC units at Sycamore and Truman, so we will have these improvements over the summer. Number 6 is the approval of the student accident insurance coverage. This is an item that is not an increase in cost for us. We will again go with Lawrence E. Smith for this. This is an added benefit for our kids, both our students and our student athletes. So if a student would get injured either on the practice field or at school, we do have supplemental insurance to help those families out. Number 7 is the approval to enter into a contract for district disaster recovery services. So much like we had a situation here recently where we had a hailstorm within the district, we had some leaks, and whenever you have that, a lot of times we have to bring in outside companies that help with remediation for, let's say, water damage. What we're doing is we put bids out for this so that if we would have a situation where we had to bring a company in, we're first in line for their services if we do have fire damage, water damage, or some other situation. Number 8 under new business, we do have the approval to purchase district paper. This is something we do each spring. So with this bid, we will now warehouse all of the district paper to be used throughout the 17-18 school year. Number 9 is the approval to accept a quote for Epson interactive projectors. I'm excited about this as part of the remodels for both the K-1 classrooms and then our focus schools, our model schools, and then our social studies classrooms. We did put bids out to put new projectors in all of those classrooms. Number 10 is the approval to accept bids for district custodial and operational supplies. Much like the district paper, this is something we do each spring. We put out competitive bids, getting the best prices, and then we receive all of that in bulk, and we store it throughout the year to be used by our custodial staff. Number 11 is the approval to accept a bid for medical services in the employer-sponsored health clinic. We have had the Employee Health Clinic now for 5 years. It's hard to believe, and we've shown great success with this, saving the district about $1.2 million every year because we have the health clinic. Now with that, that contract is up, so we did put out an RFP for these services again. I'm happy to say that HealthStat again will be our provider for the next 3 years with 2 optional contracts beyond that. So moving forward, HealthStat again will be our provider in the health clinic. And last, number 12, is the approval to accept a quote for HP Pro notebooks. This is a replacement for all of our elementary teachers. We'll do that in 2 phases, one out of this year's budget, about 500, and then also out of next year's budget, another 500 notebooks. So with that, that is the May board meeting. As we close out the school year, I would like to say we've had a great year, and that really is due to all of your work. I really appreciate what you do, and if I don't see you, have a great summer.